darling. My name is Esme and I'll be taking care of you today. I'll be your main nurse if you need anything. Do let me know if you do end up needing anything. I'll be happy to assist you or answer any questions you have about your care. Though, if you are a disrespectful and rude little insignificant patient, you may be put on life support that will just so happen to fail when you really need it the most. Oh, sorry, love. I'm joking. I would never do such a thing. Well, maybe if it was a patient who had their time coming pretty soon and they deserved it because they were treating other nurses like crap, insulting me, throwing stuff at me, throwing a tantrum whenever I didn't do anything that they wanted, and then they just so happened to accidentally get unplugged from the ventilator. Yeah. I'm kidding. Lighten up a little. That would never happen to you. You're too cute and adorable. Why would I even do such a thing to people? I would get my nursing license revoked, you know. And then I'd be put on trial for murder, or attempted murder, medical negligence. Yeah. And then, a judge would decide whether I'm guilty or not, and then they'll probably say I'm guilty unless I decide to have pretty privilege, I guess. But don't worry, you're so cute. I don't think you would do that. So I don't even think I'll have to worry much. And I don't think I'll have to worry too much either. Poor little baby, sick in the hospital. I know you just despise being sick. I mean, who doesn't? It's exhausting. I mean, I'm someone who just likes to be active and be able to do things without feeling so dizzy and so in pain because of body aches. And then being hot all the time, cold all the time. That's just infuriating, isn't it? But then again, my immune system just loves to relax too much. And, I mean, just listen to me. I'm still getting over being sick. But I think that may just be me always being around sick people. Bacteria is contagious and some people don't wash their hands. Isn't that disgusting? People who don't wash their hands because of whatever reason, like, they're not eating or they're not handling food, they're not gonna touch anyone. Obviously, they touch everyone and everything, and then they'll lie about it. Honestly, if you've ever listened to who enters the bathroom, uses it, and then leaves without washing their hands, you'll be pretty disgusted too, especially in a hospital. It's actually disgusting how many people you can find who do that. I mean, usually it's the patients, but sometimes, just sometimes, you'll find doctors, nurses, plenty of them doing that. Though, usually during that time, that's whenever there's an emergency, where you have little to no time to wash your hands, do your business, or do anything. But even with all that disgustingness, I'll never be able to escape it no matter where I go. And while I'm overworked and underpaid, I think it's rather beneficial enough, worth it, just enough, barely enough. Since I get to meet people like you. I mean, look at you. You're so cute. You're so adorable. I just want to nurse you back to health and make sure you're all big and strong and ready to take on the world in a unmotivated way that deals with little to no people. Because when there's less people, there's less to worry about, isn't there? Oh. You're so cute. Did I already say that? Oh, how many times am I gonna say that? God, you're so cute. I could suffocate you right now and no one would know, huh? I could just be so aggressive and just grab your face and suffocate you with your pillow, yeah? I mean, I just want to make sure it's known. I may actually miss you though when you're gone. It's not so sad. You'd be the type of patient I would just keep sick, just so that way I could keep seeing them on a regular basis. Where I go to break to talk about things, vent about all the miserable patients I have to serve, vent about all the good patients I love serving. And, learn more about them, eat lunch, just spend time. Just kind of everything. Well, I mean, unless you were to ask me on a date outside of here to a restaurant, your house, anywhere, to be honest. But sorry. You seem really timid. So, I won't push you. I'm curious, though. Are you single? Or taken? I mean, you're just so fine. You'd be incredible that, you would say you aren't in a relationship. Oh. You aren't? Damn. I'm pretty surprised. Either people have horrible taste in partners and lovers, or you have reasonable standards. Though, it could be both, couldn't it? Do you have any plans when you get out of here? Besides sleeping and eating a lot more desirable food. I mean, it's alright if you don't have a plan. Things can always change. Now, whether it be good or bad, that varies. I mean, I have your discharge paperwork right here, so you're able to go home anytime you want. Bare minimum is, whenever the sun starts going down. That's the latest you can stay. But I can always help you with that. And in terms of it being good or bad, I don't know. It's kind of all dependent on you, isn't it? How do you see things? I mean, if you're more optimistic, anything can be good. Pessimistic, everything can be bad. Neither. Well, I guess it's a roll of the dice then. Of course, your choices matter to, avoid the negative things and all the bad things that exist, and to acquire the more positive things in life, the ones that you actually want. like, don't smoke or drink if you want your body to keep surviving and living, to continue to carry you on into years, into the future, until you finally decide, yeah, this is my end. That or your body gives up on you. Don't run into the street so you won't be the next hit and run victim and playing, if God loves you or not, or whatever you believe in, unless you're nihilistic, then you do what you may. And then, obviously don't make certain people mad. Don't make them angry or upset by your actions, so they don't have a reason to do harm to you, your family, or anyone you love and care about, or really anything that you ever loved or cared about in general, past, present, future. Sorry, I had something in my throat. But, to add on, you want to make the mafia or cartel angry and you want to burn a loan shark's money in front of them, would you? No. That's what I thought. You're so smart. Or, I suppose, reasonable. Whatever you want to think is the best way to describe yourself and all that you do. There are plenty of people who would do such things just for the thrill. And then when it ends out bad, it's like a surprise to them. Just the fun. And usually there are rather stupid choices on their part. And even outside of that, such reasonability is less common in a hospital. I specify hospital because that's where all the moronic or unfortunate people arrive. It's like heaven or hell's gates. Which one are you going to? Are you gonna die because you decided, you thought it was a good idea to jump off of an old rickety bridge with an old rope tied to you, or because someone decided to stab you? Here, I'll even give you some examples. There was this guy, and when I say this guy, I don't mean like a person who accidentally took a risk and paid for it. I mean the one who would decide that they were a professional just because they saw a whole bunch of videos online. So, this specific guy thought it would be really cool to jump into what was it? Was it a river or maybe a lake? I don't know. It could have been a pond too. Either way, it was water and it was snake infested. Water to be exact. And they wanted to try and find an anaconda or just a snake. It may have been a little river of some sort in the middle of nowhere, maybe? Truly can't remember. But would you jump into murky water? Murky water that you know is infested by cottonmouths, coral snake, water snakes, poisonous snakes, venomous snakes. Would you do that? Yeah. Well, they wanted to find an anaconda. Whether they would actually find one, up to whoever. Either way, they found a really big snake, and of course, I never got to know if it was an anaconda. He just came in like a bunch of knotted limbs and all bloody because he thought he could catch him like he were the Floridian Yoink Man. If you know who that is, I feel like you would, but he thought he could just yoink it because he was a professional, supposedly, because of all the videos he watched. Or that one guy who did the same, does the same. Just like his father, or his father, something Irwin. His father died to like a stingray, I believe. May he rest in peace. Yeah. That one guy though. Yeah, he thought he could easily wrestle any snake and survive and win. And so when he jumped in, he scared it and it started politely hugging him to death. So when he was getting politely hugged to death, he had some friends, at least he had some friends, who said that they thought it was a really shallow part of the water and he went under. Call him Australia the way he went down under. Yeah. He disappeared, but whenever he finally actually moved to shallower waters, he was already being twisted and contorted like he was a little contortionist. So his supposed friends started shooting at the snake and cutting it open to try to get him released. And when it did release him, snake disappeared. Whether it survived, I don't know. Hopefully it did. I'd be disappointed and upset if a person crashed it on my house too, But in the midst of them trying to save him, the guy got a few stray bullets and his body was already jumbled up and bent out of shape. And he got a couple of cuts because they were just hacking it, just shooting, hacking it. Yeah. When he came in, it was disgusting. You would have thought it was a gore site in front of you. I guess it technically was, wasn't it? Well, he should have left the professionalism to the professionalism, They could catch those dangerous creatures, and then, yikes. Oh, but, obviously on the other side of the spectrum, you have the people who mind their own business, who just got dragged into a situation for being there at the wrong time, date, and place. Yeah. Mind if I tell you a secret? You live in that little area not too far from here, don't you? You don't live around people or with too many. You don't talk to that many people, right? And you still work that miserable job that barely pays you enough for that little place that you want to live in so bad. Yeah. You see, I'm not an actual nurse. My name's not actually Esme. My name's actually Spirit, Esme's in a closet somewhere, taking a little nap. And I don't even work here. I really only came to see you and, find out some basic details about you. Where you live, who you live with. a bit of your medical history, like what you are allergic to, foods and medications, if any, are on the chart. Then, eventually take you home with me. I originally saw you outside working in that little miserable place, and then I decided to stalk you for a bit. Though I can still, other people consider it stalking, I consider it learning more about someone lovingly from a distance or really close behind, really fast, without them knowing. Um, and, it took me a little bit of time, but I was finally able to get, this badge with, the nurse's name on it. And, don't worry, she's still alive. When I say napping, I mean it. She's somewhere in a closet napping. Because, I couldn't just have her walking around, walking in. I needed to pretend to be her. Because luckily there were some new people on shift. And so they wouldn't have known the difference. Now, whether or not that they'll find her in that closet, probably. I had to get a syringe though and tranquilize her. But don't worry, I let her clock in so she's getting paid to sleep. Everyone knows how much nurses need their beauty sleep. Like I said, overworked and underpaid. Oh, and understaffed. Sigh. Well, in the meantime, let's get you discharged and, get you on your way to be home with me and learning more about me, talking, having dinner. Like I said, already have your discharge paperwork. You don't need to worry too much about getting up. I gave you a muscle relaxer and a slight hint of whatever I could find to make you feel little to no pain in your IV drip. And I know this is just so sudden, but I think you'll come to enjoy it. I know a lot about you, but now it's time we get you more comfortable in an actual bed with actual food, better heating, better sounds, I suppose. We're not hearing children scream. You're not hearing people scream too, less beeping, all of this minimalistic and cold hospital features, And then when you learn more about me, then we can go on little dates. I can become your girlfriend, and well, we can write all the details in from there. I mean, one of the most important things you'll learn is that I'm a very patient woman, but I do not like to be kept waiting. Oh, and I'm, of course, extremely loyal. So you better be loyal to me as well. If you're not, I suppose I should have just let you choke on your food or suffer a hemorrhage or blood clot because a mysterious medication got into your system at a high dosage and your blood thickened so much that you ended up having a stroke. Though I don't want you to do that. I don't want to just waste all this time. So, in a nutshell, I just want you to know you're gonna be mine and only mine. I don't share is all I'm gonna say for now. Now, come on, dear. Let's get you